Hello, everyone. So, a little bit of bad news. I just tried to record part two, and when I hit the stop recording button, um, I got an error saying that basically the whole of the footage has been corrupted. And I haven't created a backup of the save. So, yeah, we're back in Elden Ring. What we did in part two is we came up here, the Stormhill Shack, where we spoke to a girl who gave us the jellyfish asses. We then came across and spoke to the War Master, who basically sells uh, ashes of war for your weapons. We then came and did the Death Touched Catacombs, where we got the Uchigatana, which we're going to use for the start of this playthrough. We also did the encampment here and got a shield. Just up here, we freed a living jar called Alexander, who told us about a place called Redmane Castle, somewhere to the east. And then on this bridge, right before the video ended, we then came and did Limgrave Tunnels, which is basically a mine where you can get upgrade materials. We upgraded our Uchigatana to +3, and then final thing, we came to this bridge and we fought one of the night bosses. And yeah, that was everything that we did. So I apologize that the footage got corrupted. So I guess this is going to be our part 2 of the playthrough. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's going to be no more corruption, otherwise I'm going to have to completely restart the entire series. As you can see, we're a little bit stronger now. And what I just did there is a what's known as a guard counter. So if you block with a shield and then hit RT or R2, it'll perform a guard counter. And if it doesn't kill the enemy straight away, it most of the time causes stagger, which allows you to get a riposte off or a critical hit. So for this cart area, we are just going to clear the backlog first. Ow. And we're just going to clear the backlog of enemies. That was very rude, friend. There is another knight there. But we don't need to kill him just yet. We now need to go beat one of the giants to stop this carriage. You can't actually loot what's on here while the carriage is moving. Once you've killed one, the other will go down. You don't actually have to fight it. And you can come back and loot the chest. And we get the Great Axe. So I am going to kill this. They drop 1,000 runes, so they're very worth killing. You, friend, were very rude shooting me with a bolt. Alright. You'll also find other types of scarabs out in the world, red and blue ones like this. They will restore your flasks, just so you don't have to constantly sit at a grace while you're out exploring. We are just going to clear this camp down here.
Celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor. Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height.
Okay, Kenneth. You'll find Kenneth up here.
You've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but no. The help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the true order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool, and plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval.
Okay. I'm just going to ignore this giant. Troll, sorry. You will call me giant. Hear me call them giants a lot. Just because I'm so used to calling them giants from other Souls games. We've got two interesting items here. Our first one is over here, which is a sacred tear. And I will show you what that does in a second. And our other cool one, the crimson crystal tear and a flask of wondrous physic. You see, we have a mixed wondrous physic item now. Oh, sorry, option now, which will allow us to put these crystal tears in. So a flask is a one-time per grace use item. You can mix 2 of the tears in. This is the only one we have right now. Restores half of max HP. We're going to use that. And for the other one is Sacred Tear, increases the amount of HP and FP replenished by flasks. And we also have a golden seed. Yeah, it also adds the flask to your hotbar. I'm just going to reassign it to there. So we are just going to ignore this building for now. We will come back to it at a later point. And here we have more of the tiers, which will allow us to like mix 2 together in our physic. And the howling can be heard from the little wolf man. I say little, he's actually really tall. Just up there. We can't actually access him yet, but that is something we will do in today's episode. So you will see me force of habit dodge roll when I know enemies are behind me. Just because I don't know if they're pushing up on me. That's a force of habit from PvP. So I haven't used any items, so I am just going to go straight towards this fort up here. So there is a ballista, so you just want to stay on torrent and run your way right through. Stick to the right here. You're not aggroing all the enemies. And you can fight one at a time here. There is another golden seed up here. And you want to just avoid Pumpkinhead. We will fight Pumpkinhead at a later point. So the way I work this is they throw fire bombs, so I tend to just aggro the rats first. There's a few more rats. You just want to take this place a little bit slowly. Yes, come on, rats. And we are actually going to deal with up here first. Making sure to kill the ballista guy for on your way out. So the cookbooks that you'll find throughout the world, you can buy off merchants as well. They expand your crafting repertoire. So I'm just going to pop a heal here, and there's a knight here, so he does a lot of bleed damage, so it's better to just get your summon in. And he'll give you the Ash of War bloody slash. So I'm not going to send my wolves away just yet, just for when we go fight Pumpkinhead. So we just want to loot everything in this keep first. And full damage isn't as bad in this game, which is pretty good. Especially with the amount of jumping that you can do. And we now have a nice hefty 6,000 runes. So instead of sitting at the Grace, we're gonna go speak to Kenneth straight away. We're gonna follow this road back to him, just so we can get the map for this area. And you just want to be careful of the rune bears in this area. You can see a giant one there. They're very, very strong and tend to two-shot you. Making sure that one wasn't chasing me.
I've been waiting for you with bated breath. Did you manage to recapture my fort? Oh, excellent news. Just wonderful. And the knight's dead to boot. Well done, my friend. Well done indeed. I knew I was right to trust you. Now, here's your reward, as promised. Go ahead. It's all yours.
There's a little bit of a lackluster reward, but it's good for like bandit builds, people using dual knives.
Right then, time for me to head to the fort. I've much to do. First, I'll have to re-establish communication with the demi-humans. What's that look? You don't believe me? Well, under the Erd Tree, commingling with the demi-humans is made possible. Even the vulgar shall not be left behind under the rule of true order. Which is why I, Kenneth Height, next in line as the rightful ruler of Limgrave, have sworn to uphold it. Just you watch, my friend. Just you watch. Ah, yes. I've been meaning to ask, would you like to enter my service? I see bright things in your future, stout warrior. Enter into my service and learn the workings of the Erd Tree's true order. And who knows, perhaps sometime down the line, the grace of gold will return to those tarnished eyes of yours. What say you? A fine accord, is it not?
I'll say yes.
Very well indeed. I knew I saw something in you. I shall await you at my fort. We shall hold a ceremony for your knighting there, I think. I see great things ahead of us. We are truly by the Erd Tree blessed.
Okay. So, we're going to go back to the Church of Ella again. I know we've come back here quite a few times. But we need to go speak to Carle again, just to find out what that howling was.
Wait, weren't you... Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
About the howling in Mistwood.
In the Mistwood? I suppose he must still be skulking about. I know. Why not meet him for yourself? Next time you hear the wolves howl, make this signal right under the source. Don't fret. There is nothing to fear. I just have an inkling the two of you might hit it off. Goodbye for now.
Then we get the finger snap emote, which is what we need to use at the ruins to go speak to the wolf. We are skipping past those demi-humans for now. Because we are going to go speak to our wolf friend. You want to stand right about it here, go to your gestures option, and just use the finger snap.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blythe. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrow. He fled somewhere nearby. Or so I've heard. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward. Darrowell is nothing but a traitor, and in need of a fitting end to his tale.
Okay. So that will lead us to our next location. We will go speak to Kenneth shortly. We'll do that just before we end today's video. And enter into his service and be knighted. Well, we haven't fought a boss yet this video. It's just been like a video of clearing a few things up, getting a few things unlocked, and upgrading a few things. So they will be pulling this cart again, but once you've already looted the item, you can't re-loot. Okay, friend. Thank you for the HP. So here we are at the Forlorn Hound Everjail. Everjails are basically like magical prisons. And here we are inside the prison, where we have a summon sign. Blythe himself. So just for progressing his storyline, we are going to summon him in.
Darrow, rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. This is where it ends for you.
And that is the end of Darrowell. And we get his weapon, which is Bloodhound's Fang. It is... I will show you after we leave the Everjail. So it is a Dex Greatsword. I can't use it effectively as I don't have the stats. But yeah, things like the Greatsword. And then you have Cool little abilities. Very, very fun weapon to use, but we'll not be using it this playthrough.
Right. There you are. Had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word. Here's your prize. Oh yes. I should say, if you venture north to Raya Lucaria and come across a venerable blacksmith who's a little on the large side, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right. I owe you one, I reckon. That's enough chit-chat for now. It's time we parted ways.
And that is as far as we can progress in Blythe's storyline for now. So just to top the episode off, we are going to go get knighted by Kenneth. We got the falchion there. It's another pretty cool weapon to use. I don't like the R2 on it, so that's why I don't use it. Kenneth. Oh, Kenneth. Here he is.
Ah, you, is it? I suppose you must have seen it by now, yes. The sorry state of my fort? Oh, indeed, it is a foul fate for a land to be without a ruler. One must be found, with haste, and not that awful Godric, but a true and stalwart lord of the proper lineage to take the reins of Limgrave. I'm sorry to have lifted your hopes, but I haven't the authority to raise you to knighthood as things stand. The great Kenneth Height issues his sincerest apology. But now, I must begin my search post-haste for a true and stalwart lord of the proper lineage to take the reins of Limgrave. I must begin my search for a true and
Okay, so unfortunately we haven't been knighted. I think it's because he saw we had no pants. But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. When we come back, we'll go explore another area and go do some more upgrades and fight a boss for a unique weapon if we get that far in the episode. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. You can find me live every day on twitch.tv /ArantiumPlays and tune in tomorrow for the next episode of our slow, possibly 100% playthrough of Elden Ring. Take care.